Immortality sounds like the ultimate human cheat code, but what if living forever wasn't a reward at all? What if endless life was actually the most precise, agonizing punishment the universe could design? Look closely at the period-accurate scale armor and this traditional sword-wielding stance. This figure is grounded in the brutal reality of an ancient dynasty. He was a loyal commander who won every war for his king, only to be betrayed and executed by the very throne he bled to protect. For his supposed crimes, the gods gave him exactly what humans always pray for: eternal life. But the mechanics of the curse were flawless. He was forced to perfectly remember the face of every single person he killed on the battlefield. And worse, he had to watch every person he ever loved age and die over and over for 900 years. Living forever meant his entire existence was reduced to total psychological isolation. He was trapped in a life defined entirely by the steady accumulation of grief. The instrument of his execution remains with him, a blade with a straight historical design and distinctive decorative furware on the hilt is permanently lodged inside his chest. It is completely invisible to the rest of the world. Even though no one else can see the weapon, he feels it. The physical agony is constant, creating a blinding phantom pain that permanently tethers him to the exact moment of his betrayal. There is only one obscure loophole for his salvation. A prophecy foretold the birth of a human bride, a singular soul born with a unique frequency of sight, allowing her to actually perceive and touch the invisible metal. The rules of his existence are strictly binary. Only the bride can grab the hilt and pull the sword from his chest. When she finally does this, his body will turn to dust, granting him the quiet peace of death. For 9 centuries, he hasn't been searching for a companion. He has been wandering the earth looking for a specific person whose sole cosmic purpose is to act as his executioner. Time layers itself visibly in the spaces he walks. Traditional palace rooftops endure against an unchanging mountain backdrop, quietly surviving while entire empires rise and collapse around them. His 900-year isolation finally breaks inside a sprawling, neon-lit metropolis. In a world completely alien to the one he was born into, he finds her. You would expect the story to end right here. They meet, she fulfills her destiny by pulling the blade, and he finally gets to rest. But sharing this modern world with her introduces a catastrophic complication. Through the bride, he accidentally rediscovers human joy. He remembers how to laugh. He falls deeply, irrevocably in love. It is a brilliantly cruel irony. The very first person in 900 years who makes him want to stay alive is the exact person destined to end his life. This circular flowchart illustrates the exact logic trap they are caught in. If she pulls the sword, he gets peace, but their love is destroyed and she is left entirely alone. If he chooses to keep the sword, he gets to stay with her, but he has to endure agonizing pain forever, and the consequences ripple outward. Because she was born specifically as a prophetic tool, if she refuses to pull the sword, she loses her utility to the universe. The cosmos will begin actively sending fatal accidents her way, trying to eliminate a failed variable. He is forced to watch the universe hunt the woman he loves. The psychological pressure is immense, knowing that the only way to guarantee her safety is to accept his own absolute destruction. You can feel this invisible weight bearing down on them. They are attempting to defy their pre-written destinies, and the universe does not tolerate anomalies. This completely removes the possibility of a clean, happy ending. Every potential choice carries a devastating cost, forcing these characters into an impossible moral corner. Ultimately, he makes the only choice a true protector can. He steps in front of the universe's wrath and selflessly accepts his own death to ensure her survival. By sacrificing himself, he shatters the cycle of the curse entirely. Notice the magpie and tiger in this antique scroll, ancient symbols of divine messaging and protection. He embraces his spiritual role. He stops viewing death as a cruel punishment and finally accepts it as the most meaningful act of a life well lived. An endless life without consequence is completely static. We only discover actual meaning when we finally have something precious enough to lose. The Goblin's 9-century search for an ending highlights a truth we often overlook in our own lives. It is the presence of a finish line that gives the race its value. Our mortality is the catalyst for everything we find beautiful. Because our time is limited, every connection we make carries weight. The temporary nature of our existence is precisely what makes love so incredibly valuable. If you knew your time was truly finite, if you had a visible limit, how would you spend your days? Who would you choose to spend them with? Great narratives leave us with a deeper reverence for our own clocks, shifting our perspective toward the brief window of time we actually have. If this story resonated with you, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more mythic breakdowns. We'll see you in the next one.